Britain's produced some truly great sitcoms over the years. My favourite, as I just mentioned to Ronan, name-dropping there, include Rising Damp, and gosh, who would forget Olive and the boys on the buses. But there's a new comedy on the block, and a lot of people are already talking about Citizen Khan after just one episode.
Nanny Jan's on the sofa, and now she can't get up again.
Oh, my God. Be careful, she's an old lady.
All right, get out the way. Stand back, stand back. Let the dog see the old goat. All right, come on, Nanny John. On theme. 1, 2, 3. Come on, up. My back.
Oh, my God, ये क्या हो रहा है? कोई मदद करे, somebody help.
What shall I do? Grab her arms.
That's a sneaky peek of next Monday's episode 2, actually. Adil wrote and stars in Citizen Khan, and Shobu Kapoor, who of course we all recognise from EastEnders, plays his on-screen wife. Adil, what a transformation.
It's
do you
crazy.
spend more time in makeup than I do in the morning?
Probably a lot more, I'm sure. About 2 hours. Can I just say, this is really weird. Last time I was here, I reviewed the papers here. Now I'm talking about a comedy. It's just been a bizarre last few months, really.
And this really has been your baby. Tell us how Citizen Khan all came about and why you decided to write and create it.
Well, I was working on the radio doing various characters, and then I got a chance with Paul Whitehouse and Charlie Higson, did a show called Bellamy's People, to do some characters. And Mr. Khan appeared on there, and the BBC loved it, and we've been working really hard to develop it, and met up with Richard Pinto and Anil Gupta, who wrote Goodness Gracious Me. And then it just started to escalate very quickly. And then it's only last year that we performed it at a showcase for the BBC for the first time, and within a week we got a commission, and then less than a year later it's already on BBC One. So it's been quite a journey.
3.6 million. I was among the 3.6 million who watched on Monday night. It has to be said, there were also, in BBC terms, a lot of complaints, several hundred complaints. What were people upset about?
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, I was inundated with lots of people who loved it. So it's funny, isn't it? I think comedy, you know, it can attract different types of opinions. And I think if you're on BBC One and you're going to get 3 to 4 million people watching it, inevitably some people aren't going to like it as much as others. But I've had people who've got in touch and said they completely relate to Mr. Khan. It reminds them of their dad or their uncle. And I've had people who've said Alia is just like their sister. But, you know, I think people will take different things from different comedies. But my intention is just to make people laugh. And it's not there to represent all Pakistanis. This is a fictional family. It's the Khans, you know. Well,
you were, if you were reviewing the papers today, you could review your own piece, actually, because Saira Khan, Shobu, has written a whole piece. She loves Citizen Khan.
Thank
and
God.
she says
Good.
that, you know, the Muslim community, as a Muslim growing up in Britain, that the Muslim community needs to learn to take a look at themselves sometimes and laugh at some of the you know, some of the stereotypes that are around in any community. Or
Yeah. No, I think we
like
all
that
need
too?
to learn to laugh at ourselves, because honestly, life would be so boring if you didn't. You've got to, you know, you've got to get through, and taking the mickey out of yourself. It's a great British tradition in comedy as well, and we're turning that spotlight on ourselves, and let's enjoy it.
You've
That's what
got
I would
such
say.
a great character. I mean, what appealed when you read Adil's script?
Yes,
she didn't have any work at the time, so that's probably it.
Oh, that's mean.
I thought, well, I might as well just go along and see what's what, you know.
But you look like, from those clips, you look like you're really enjoying yourself doing it, are you?
Oh, it was huge fun. I mean, it's hard work. And actually, interestingly enough, comedy, it looks light, it looks frivolous, it looks frothy. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. And then you've got to combine that with, you know, it's got to appear. And it is, of course, great fun when you do it. But it's built on a huge foundation of very hard work, isn't it?
How does
Which
it
mostly
compare?
he's done, so that's fine. I just come along and have a laugh.
How does it compare to EastEnders?
Chalk and cheese? I mean,
Chalk
how
and
do you
cheese?
compare, you know?
Do you still miss it?
EastEnders?
Yeah.
Well, it feels like another lifetime now, actually.
Does
It was
it?
so long ago. And, oh, by the way, before I forget, happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you
It's
very
my daughter's
much.
birthday as well.
Fellow
so I
Virgo.
will never
Can
forget
we get
your
back to
birthday.
Citizen Khan?
Yeah, back to Citizen Khan.
Can we talk more about the show? That's
So
what we're
my
here for.
daughter, and then EastEnders, and then Once Upon a Time, and, you know, India, etc.
Adil, we will take it back to Citizen Khan. So I want to ask you whether
Right.
it's reminiscent of, you know, you growing up in the 70s and 80s.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of it is. It's reminiscent of now. It's inspired by sort of things that happen in my life, people that I've met. But essentially, it's about British life as well. I mean, what comedy, I think, can do is humanise us all. And it reminds me, it's very much, Mr. Khan's very much a big nod to Leonard Rossiter in Rising Damp, to Basil Fawlty, Only Fools and Horses. Very flawed characters. And regardless of their religion, they're flawed characters. But when you scrape underneath, you find out, oh, they're really nice human beings, really. And I think that's where the big inspiration for me comes from.
And who did you base him on?
Oh, God. A little bit of my dad, yes. But I think there's a little bit of everyone in Mr. Khan, because essentially he just wants to be loved and respected. And it's that typical sort of British character. He thinks a little bit more than himself, but there's a certain sadness about him. And that's why we love him. And I think that's really important. I think if people can take the Khans into their hearts, I think, and it will help everybody in society, really. I think it will help us all love each other.
Oh, darling.
The great thing for you is you've got fantastic figures and everybody's talking about it, so you can't wish for better than that, really, can you?
No,
Episode 2 on Monday night. I'll be tuned in. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.